-6 degrees. Bemidji, Minnesota, -6 degrees this morning. You need to hear that again. -6, that is 39 degrees below what is normal for early February. And if you think that is cold, International Falls hit -3. Grand Forks -2. Fargo just 2 degrees above zero. This is not your typical winter cold snap. This is Arctic air that has locked itself over the eastern 2/3 of the United States, and it is not done with us yet. In the next 20 minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly when this historic cold ends, which cities face the most dangerous conditions, and why what comes after this deep freeze might actually be worse. But first, I need you to do something for me right now. Drop your city in the comments below. Tell me exactly where you are watching from, because tonight I am going through every single comment to build tomorrow's personalized forecast update. The more specific you are with your location, the better I can tailor the forecast for your exact situation. So pause right now, comment your city, and then come right back, because what I am about to show you affects nearly 200 million people from the Canadian border all the way down to the Florida Keys. Here is your reward for staying with me. Minneapolis, 20 degrees this morning, 18 degrees below normal. Chicago, 26 degrees, light snow falling, 13 degrees below average. Detroit, 23 degrees with ice fog making visibility dangerous. Boston, 29 degrees, but wind chills in the teens. Pittsburgh, 25 degrees, mostly cloudy, lake effect snow bands developing. Atlanta, 40 degrees, which sounds mild until you realize that is 12 degrees below what early February should feel like. Even Miami dropped to 51 degrees overnight. That is the coldest reading there in over 2 years. But here is what nobody is talking about. This is not the coldest air we are going to see this week. We are looking at a geographic range that stretches from Brownsville, Texas, where temperatures dropped into the upper 60s, all the way to the Canadian border, where some locations are seeing readings 30 to 40 degrees below normal. Freeze warnings cover the entire Florida peninsula. Wind chills are dipping into the 20s as far south as Tampa and Sarasota. We have not seen cold like this reach this far south in Florida since January 2022. The entire eastern seaboard from Maine to Florida is under this deep freeze. We are talking about 170 million people experiencing below-average temperatures. Tens of thousands are still without power in Tennessee and Mississippi from the ice storm that hit 2 weeks ago, and now they are facing another round of dangerous cold without heat in their homes. Here is what makes this different from a normal cold outbreak. We have what meteorologists call a persistent trough locked in place over the eastern United States. Think of the jet stream like a river of air about 18,000 feet above our heads. Normally, that river flows pretty smoothly from west to east with gentle waves, but right now we have a massive dip in that river sitting right over the east coast. That dip is funneling Arctic air straight down from Canada day after day after day. Meanwhile, out west, they have got a ridge, a big bubble of high pressure that is blocking this pattern from moving. It is like a traffic jam in the atmosphere. The west stays warmer than average, the east stays locked in the freezer, and nothing is budging. We have been stuck in this pattern for weeks now, and it is only going to intensify over the next several days. The models are in remarkable agreement on this. Both the European model and the American GFS model show this pattern locking in even harder through Friday, February 7th. That is when we could see the most extreme Arctic blast of this entire event. After February 7th, and only after February 7th, do we finally start to see signs that this locked pattern might begin to break down. But we are going to talk about what comes after in a few minutes, and trust me, you are going to want to stick around for that because it is not what you think. But before we get there, I promised you detailed city-by-city information at the 5-minute mark, and we are right there. So let me walk you through what you need to know for your specific location. I am going to vary my delivery here, so this does not feel like reading a list, because every city has its own unique story with this cold outbreak. Kansas City, you are first in line for something sneaky. Clear skies and 39 degrees right now, but starting late tonight into early Tuesday morning, you are going to see a band of snow develop. This is not a major winter storm, but it is going to drop a coating to maybe an inch of snow right during Tuesday morning rush hour. The timing is terrible. 7 to 9 a.m. Tuesday, roads could be slippery, especially on bridges and overpasses. Chicago, light snow is already falling across the metro area. You are sitting at 26 degrees with more snow on the way through Tuesday. This is lake effect enhanced snow, which means bands of heavier snow are going to rotate through. Some locations could see 2 inches, most will see around an inch, but the bigger story for you is what comes Thursday and Friday. We are going to talk about that in a moment. Milwaukee and Green Bay, you are in the bullseye for the coldest air. 16 to 19 degrees right now with clear skies, but that Arctic air I mentioned is going to crash into Wisconsin Thursday night into Friday morning. We could be looking at temperatures near zero or below zero Friday morning with wind chills potentially reaching -20 to -30. This is dangerous cold. Exposed skin can freeze in 15 minutes or less. Detroit and the entire Michigan region, you are dealing with light snow and ice fog this morning, 23 to 25 degrees across most of the state. That ice fog is making travel dangerous because visibility drops to near zero in some spots. This persists through Tuesday morning. Then you get a brief break before the real Arctic punch arrives Friday. Temperatures Friday morning could drop into the single digits with wind chills well below zero. Indianapolis, you are sitting right in the path of that sneaky snow system I mentioned. Overcast skies, 29 degrees right now. Snow develops Tuesday morning, probably around 7 a.m., and could drop up to an inch across the metro area during rush hour. The snow clears out by Tuesday afternoon, but then temperatures just keep falling through the week. Louisville and Cincinnati, this is where things get interesting for you. You have got snow developing Tuesday afternoon around 3 p.m., Interstate 64 from Louisville through Cincinnati over to Charleston, West Virginia, could see a band of heavy snow during evening rush hour Tuesday. We are talking 1 to 2 inches possible, maybe locally higher amounts if that band sets up just right. This is a quick hitting system, but it is going to make travel messy Tuesday evening. Columbus, Ohio, overcast and 24 degrees. You are on the northern edge of that Tuesday snow, so you might just see some flurries. But the cold is your main story. Temperatures Thursday night into Friday could drop into the single digits. Cleveland, Akron, and Youngstown, you are dealing with light snow and overcast skies this morning, 20 to 22 degrees. Lake effect snow continues through Tuesday with another inch or two possible. Then lake effect really cranks up Wednesday night into Thursday as winds shift to come straight across Lake Erie. Some locations on the snow belt could see 3 to 6 inches from lake effect Wednesday night through Thursday. Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas, mostly cloudy and 25 degrees. You are going to see some of that Tuesday snow as well, mainly Tuesday evening. But your unique situation is that you sit right where multiple weather systems can stack up on you. The Tuesday system, then lake effect Wednesday and Thursday, then the next system this weekend. Keep checking back because your snow totals could add up. Buffalo and western New York, you know, lake effect snow, and you are about to get hammered with it. 15 degrees right now with passing clouds. Wednesday night through Friday, winds go west to northwest straight across Lake Erie. We could be looking at 12 to 24 inches of lake effect snow in the traditional snow belt areas south of Buffalo. This is a classic lake effect setup, and it is going to be relentless. Boston, Providence, and the southern New England coastline, clear and cold this morning, 26 to 29 degrees. You stay mainly dry through Tuesday, but that changes Wednesday. A coastal system brushes by Wednesday, bringing snow to the region. This is still 5 days out, so the track could shift. But right now it looks like 3 to 6 inches possible for the I-95 corridor Wednesday into Wednesday night. If that system tracks 50 miles farther west, you get rain instead. If it tracks 50 miles east, you miss most of it. This is track dependent, and I will have much better clarity tomorrow. Portland, Maine, and northern New England, you are running even colder. 20 to 27 degrees this morning. Same story with Wednesday SE coastal system. Snow looks likely, but amounts depend entirely on that track. The bigger concern for you is the brutal cold Friday morning. Single digits to below zero possible with dangerous wind chills. New York City and northern New Jersey, 29 to 32 degrees with clear skies overnight. That Tuesday snow mainly misses you to the north and west. Your snow chance comes Wednesday with that coastal system. Again, track dependent, but 2 to 4 inches looks possible if it comes together. The cold Friday is significant for you too. Temperatures could struggle to get above 20 degrees Friday with overnight lows in the teens. Philadelphia and the Delaware Valley, 25 to 29 degrees. A coating of snow possible Tuesday, then Wednesday's coastal system could bring you 2 to 4 inches if the track is right. Friday morning lows in the teens with wind chills near zero. Baltimore and Washington, D.C., passing clouds and 24 to 30 degrees. You are on the southern edge of Tuesday SE snow, so maybe just a coating. Wednesday SS coastal system probably stays too far north for significant snow in D.C., but Baltimore could see an inch or two. The extreme cold Friday is your main headline. Lows in the upper teens, highs struggling to reach 30. Richmond and Norfolk, Virginia, clear skies and 21 to 29 degrees. The Tuesday and Wednesday snow systems miss you mainly, but the cold does not. Friday morning lows around 20 degrees, which is extremely cold for the Virginia coast. Make sure outdoor pipes are protected. Raleigh, Durham, and the North Carolina Piedmont overcast and 34 to 35 degrees. You stay on the southern edge of most of this snow activity. Your main story is the cold, especially for those still without power from the ice storm 2 weeks ago. Friday morning lows in the low 20s. Charlotte and Greenville, South Carolina, clear and 30 to 36 degrees. Same situation. The snow stays north of you, the cold does not. Protect plants and pipes Wednesday night through Friday night. Charleston, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia, clear and 34 to 39 degrees. You are far enough south that the snow is not a concern, but temperatures in the 30s are still well below normal for coastal Georgia and South Carolina. Friday morning lows in the upper 20s to low 30s. Atlanta, clear skies and 40 degrees. You stay dry but cold. Friday morning could dip to the upper 20s in the metro area, low 20s in the northern suburbs. This is concerning for anyone still dealing with power outages. Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga, clear to partly cloudy and 28 to 42 degrees. You are in between systems. The Tuesday snow misses you, but temperatures just keep dropping. Friday morning lows in the low to mid-20s across Tennessee, Memphis and western Tennessee, partly cloudy and 41 to 43 degrees. Colder air filters in daily through Friday. Protect pipes and plants by Thursday night. Birmingham and Montgomery, Alabama, clear and 41 to 42 degrees. Friday morning lows dropping to the upper 20s. This cold snap lasts through the weekend. New Orleans and the Gulf Coast, clear to partly cloudy and 45 to 53 degrees. You are the warm spot, relatively speaking, but even you drop into the upper 30s to low 40s by Friday morning. That is cold enough to damage sensitive plants. Jacksonville and the North Florida coast, clear and 32 to 47 degrees. Freeze warnings continue tonight through Wednesday morning. Protect citrus and tender vegetation. Orlando and Central Florida, clear and 44 to 45 degrees. Same freeze warning situation. This is the coldest air you have seen since early 2022. Lows could drop to the upper 30s again Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. Tampa, Sarasota, and the southwest Florida coast, clear and 41 to 44 degrees. Wind chills this morning in the 30s. You are not used to cold like this. Make sure outdoor plants are covered and bring pets inside. Miami and South Florida, clear and 49 to 51 degrees. Even you got touched by this cold air mass. Lows in the upper 40s to low 50s are cold for South Florida in early February. Now let me jump to the Midwest, where this is a multi-day event. Minneapolis and St. Paul, 20 degrees this morning with passing clouds. You have snow chances Tuesday, then the real Arctic blast hits Thursday night into Friday. We could be looking at temperatures below zero Friday morning with wind chills hitting -20 to -30. This is the coldest air of the winter so far for the Twin Cities. Saturday morning could be even colder, -5 to -10 possible with dangerous wind chills. This is stay indoors cold. This is car batteries fail cold. This is pipes freeze cold. Fargo and Grand Forks, you are already in extreme cold territory. 2 degrees in Fargo, -2 in Grand Forks this morning, and it gets worse. Friday morning could bring lows of -10 to -15 with wind chills of -35 to -45. This is life-threatening cold in minutes. If you have to be outside, full face protection is required. Exposed skin freezes in 10 minutes or less. Sioux Falls and Sioux City, 18 to 35 degrees right now. Your Arctic blast comes Friday as well. Lows near zero to below zero Friday morning, potentially -5 to -10 Saturday morning. Wind chills could approach -30. Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska, 32 to 36 degrees tonight. The cold arrives in waves. Each day gets a little colder through Friday. Friday morning lows around 0 to 5 above with wind chills below 0. Saturday morning potentially colder. Des Moines and Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 19 to 27 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Snow possible. Tuesday, then temperatures crash Thursday night into Friday. Lows Friday morning near zero with dangerous wind chills. This is the coldest stretch of winter, 2025 to 2026 so far. Madison and Green Bay, Wisconsin, 17 to 19 degrees. You are in the core of Friday's Arctic outbreak. Lows Friday morning below zero, potentially -5 to -10 in spots. Wind chills -25 to -35. Saturday morning might be even worse. St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri, 33 to 41 degrees tonight. You catch the Tuesday snow on the southern edge, maybe a coating to half an inch, then temperatures drop daily. Friday morning lows in the low to mid-teens, coldest of the season so far. Kansas City, we already covered your Tuesday snow. After that clears, temperatures just keep falling. Friday morning lows in the single digits to low teens possible with sub-zero wind chills. Wichita and Oklahoma City, 39 to 55 degrees tonight. You stay warmer than areas to the north, but still well below normal. Friday morning lows in the 20s to low 30s, which is cold for Oklahoma and Kansas in early February. Tulsa, 58 degrees and passing clouds. You are on the far southern edge of this cold, still below normal but not dangerously so. Lows drop to the 30s by Friday. Dallas-Fort Worth and the Texas Metroplex, 59 to 63 degrees with clear to passing clouds. You have been on a roller coaster this winter. Right now you are in a mild spell, but that changes. Wednesday night into Thursday, a cold front drops through. Thursday morning lows could fall to the mid-30s. Not extreme, but a 25 to 30 degree temperature drop in 12 hours gets your attention. Houston, 62 to 64 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Similar story. Wednesday night, cold front brings Thursday morning lows to the low to mid-40s. Protect sensitive plants Wednesday night. San Antonio and Austin, 64 to 66 degrees tonight. This is where things get very interesting, and I'm going to come back to this in a few minutes. For now, just know that your cold front arrives Wednesday night with Thursday morning lows in the 40s. Now, here is where this forecast just got more complicated. We have been talking about this massive cold outbreak, and everything I just told you is accurate. But what happens after this cold is potentially more impactful than the cold itself. Let me explain what the models are showing for the week of February 14th through February 21st. That locked pattern I described earlier, that persistent trough in the east and ridge in the west, finally starts to break down around February 8th or 9th. When it breaks down, the jet stream starts to behave more normally. It begins to propagate waves from west to east like it is supposed to do. What that means is we are going to see bursts of warmer air push into the central and eastern United States, followed by bursts of colder air pushing back. This is actually normal for February. Back and forth, up and down, storm after storm. The problem is, when you get this kind of pattern change after such a long period of locked cold, the atmosphere tends to overcorrect. It swings hard the other way. I am seeing a pretty significant signal in the long-range models for a severe weather event somewhere between February 14th and February 21st. Now I need to be very clear about this. We are talking about an event that is 10 to 17 days away. That is way beyond the range where I can give you specifics. Track could shift. Timing could change. Intensity could vary. The whole thing could fall apart. But both the European model and the GFS model are showing a similar pattern, which increases my confidence that something is going to happen. I am not sensationalizing this. I am informing you about what the data is showing so you can be prepared. The area of concern right now looks to stretch from maybe Nashville back to Oklahoma City, down through central Texas, then east from Dallas to Shreveport to Houston, and south through San Antonio and Austin. That whole region needs to be watching closely for the potential of severe thunderstorms around mid to late February. Again, this is a long way out. The specifics will become much clearer as we get within 5 to 7 days. But this is the first time we have seen a pattern signal like this in months, so I wanted to bring it to your attention now. What makes this potential setup dangerous is not just the severe weather itself, but the timing. If you are in Tennessee or Mississippi or parts of the South still dealing with power outages and infrastructure damage from the ice storm 2 weeks ago, and then you get hit with severe thunderstorms potentially producing tornadoes or damaging winds, that compounds the problem significantly. Communities that are already vulnerable become even more vulnerable. This is why I track these patterns so far in advance. It gives people time to prepare, time to get supplies, time to have a plan. Now let me shift gears and talk about what you need to do to prepare for this week's extreme cold. First, if you are in the upper Midwest, where we are talking about sub-zero temperatures and dangerous wind chills, you need to limit time outdoors. Frostbite can occur in 15 to 30 minutes when wind chills are -20 to -30. Exposed skin, especially fingers, toes, nose, and ears, are most vulnerable. If you have to be outside, dress in layers. Cover all exposed skin. Take frequent breaks indoors to warm up. Second, protect your pipes. If you are anywhere that is going to see temperatures below 25 degrees for an extended period, let faucets drip overnight. A slow drip keeps water moving through pipes and prevents freezing. Open cabinet doors under sinks to allow warm air to circulate around pipes. If you have outdoor faucets, disconnect hoses and cover the faucets if possible. Third, check on elderly neighbors and anyone who might be vulnerable to the cold. People living alone, people with limited mobility, people who might have heating issues, check on them. Make sure they are warm, make sure they have food, make sure they know how cold it is going to get. Fourth, if you are driving, keep at least a half tank of gas in your vehicle. Fuel lines can freeze in extreme cold if your tank is too low. Keep an emergency kit in your car with blankets, flashlight, phone charger, water, and snacks. Ice fog and snow bands can create dangerous travel conditions very suddenly. Fifth, for those in the South not used to cold like this, bring pets indoors. Cover sensitive plants. If you have a pool, run the pump to keep water circulating. Citrus growers in Florida, you know the drill. Protect your crops Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. The Climate Prediction Center's 8 to 14-day outlook shows that we remain below average from Miami to Quebec through the middle of the month. But areas from Houston to Dallas to Oklahoma City to Bismarck start to trend above average after this weekend. That warm-up will be welcomed by many, but it also sets the stage for that potential severe weather event I mentioned. When you bring warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico northward and it collides with colder air still lingering across the northern states, that is when you create instability. That is when storms fire up. I want to be transparent with you about where this forecast gets murky. The track of Wednesday's coastal system for the Northeast is still uncertain. 50 miles makes the difference between 6 inches of snow and just rain for places like Boston and Providence. I will have better model data overnight tonight and will update you tomorrow morning. The exact timing and intensity of Friday's Arctic outbreak could shift slightly. Right now, the coldest air looks like Friday morning, but some models show Saturday morning being even colder. The severe weather potential for mid to late February is just that, potential. It is not a guarantee. I am tracking it because the pattern supports it, but 10 to 17 days is a long time in meteorology. Things change. Here is what I do know with high confidence. This cold is real. It is here. It is going to intensify through Friday. It is dangerous for the upper Midwest. It is impactful for the entire eastern two-thirds of the country, and it finally starts to break down next weekend. What comes after is still being determined, but I will be here every single day walking you through it. Tomorrow morning, I will have updated model data showing refined snowfall totals for the Northeast Wednesday system. I will have better clarity on just how cold Friday morning gets for the Midwest. I will have preliminary information on that potential severe weather setup for mid-February. And if anything changes overnight, if we get a major model shift, I might be live even earlier than 8 a.m. Eastern with breaking updates. Things are going to change overnight. Model runs come in every 6 hours. By tomorrow morning, we will have 4 new model runs to analyze. That is why you need tomorrow's update. That is why you need to subscribe if you have not already. Hit that bell icon so you get notified the second I go live with new information. This is not just another winter cold snap. This is a significant weather event affecting nearly 200 million people with a potentially active severe weather pattern developing behind it. You need this information. Your family needs this information. By Tuesday night, if you are in snow areas from St. Louis to Chicago to Boston, your preparations should be complete. Have your snow clearing equipment ready. Have supplies in your car. Know your travel plans. By Wednesday night, if you are in extreme cold areas from Minneapolis to Fargo to Green Bay, your preparations should be complete. Pipes protected, vehicles ready, emergency supplies on hand. This is not the time to wait. This is the time to act. Drop your city in the comments one more time. Tell me where you are watching from. Tell me what you are seeing outside your window right now. I read every comment. Your reports help me understand what is actually happening on the ground versus what the models are showing. You are my boots on the ground weather observers, and your information is valuable. I am not here to panic you. I am here to inform you. I am not here to sensationalize. I am here to give you accurate information so you can make informed decisions for yourself and your family. Weather forecasts walk a fine line between preparing people and scaring people. If I have succeeded today in giving you actionable information without unnecessary alarm, I appreciate your trust. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, possibly earlier, I will be back with critical updates. We will have refined snowfall totals. We will have adjusted temperature forecasts. We will have new information on that severe weather potential. You will not want to miss it because this is a rapidly evolving situation, and 24 hours makes a huge difference in forecast accuracy. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure notifications are on. Check back on my social media tonight for any breaking updates if models shift significantly. Thank you for trusting me with your weather information. Stay safe, stay warm,